Boxing Team Media in association with boxer Adam MORALLEE. Adam, what's your initial reaction to Joyce's knockout win? But it took some punishment in there as well.
Very solid performance, very solid. I thought Joe showed his juggernaut characteristics, always walking forward, dominating from the centre of the ring, pushing Hammer back. Yeah, first few fights, and everyone will say Joe got hit clean, Joe keeps getting hit clean. What if he gets hit clean by a big puncher? But he got hit clean by Dubois. So Joe just walks forward and, you know, when he's on the way in, he's getting hit, but he's unloading 3 or 4 punches.
Now, just before we go into the fight, I've got to talk to you about the promo for this fight. Whose genius idea was that?
BT's actually, BT's idea, and it was actually supposed to be Sam Jones in the Adam MORALLEE role, but Sam and S-Jam parted ways, and it was me.
Good job, man. That's probably one of the best promos I've ever seen to about anywhere.
You know what's funny about it is Joe is willing to take the piss out of himself, and that is always, the people warm to that. So yeah, Joe's not the best trash talker, so he's willing to make that a thing about himself, and the public find it funny.
Definitely, I think the fans liked it as well, and they probably warmed to him. So tonight, obviously, he showed acrobats, took some shots, and took his man out again. There's something I'm hearing something about him having 5 times the bone density of a normal man. Where's that come from?
It comes from a study that was done by the S&C guys in Liverpool, where they claim that he had 8 times the bone density of a normal human. Yeah, and if he got thrown out of a 2-story building, that he wouldn't break any bones. But unfortunately, some of that theory was put into practice, and Joe broke his arm. So I'm not so sure about that.
It's almost like a caveman. That's the feeling I get when I think about Joe Joyce.
I mean, look, I think Joe's greatest asset is his engine, and you saw today, watch Christian Hammer 2 rounds in, just 2 rounds. As Christian Hammer is a fringe world level, international level opponent. After 2 rounds, he's blown so heavy in the corner. He looked like he'd had 10 rounds. He looked like he was entering the championship rounds, and that's what Joe Joyce can do to you. That relentless pressure from the centre of the ring. Yeah, can he get caught? Yeah, he can get caught, but nobody's perfect.
I think Jeff Powell told me that the juggernaut can get hit, but he can't be stopped, and I think that's quite perfectly put. Obviously, going forward, Tyson Fury's potentially been mentioned as obviously in-house fighter, but realistically, I think Dillian Whyte is a free agent. How would you see that going?
I think Dillian Whyte's a great fight for Joe. I think what we need for Joe is a fight that confirms him as a breakout pay-per-view star. Because right now, Joe against nobody, but AJ against nobody is a pay-per-view fight. Fury against nobody is a pay-per-view fight. Joe Joyce against nobody isn't a pay-per-view fight. And we need to turn Joe into a pay-per-view fighter. The Parker fight, I think, was the perfect fight for that. But it's not happening, but that's what we need, that breakthrough fight. And I'd like that to happen in September. And then Joe gets his world title shot next year.
So realistically, what kind of fighters can you name, like, who could get him that pay-per-view fight if it's not obviously Parker? Because Parker looks unrealistic now.
Listen, Parker can sign the contract tomorrow. If he wants to fight, he can sign the contract tomorrow and fight on BT. But he's with Sky now, and those promotional broadcaster issues make it difficult. So if White doesn't want the fight, you keep going down the list. You look at, I think next on the list is Michael Hunter. Then you keep going down. You've got the likes of, Helleniuses of this world, Tony Yoka, Charles Martin, those kind of people. I mean, we'd take any of them.
So I want to quickly mention JUNAID BOSTAN, one of your latest signings. I see he's been calling out, he's wanting guys with winning records. What have you got for him on August the 6th?
He's unbelievable, JUNAID. He's a serious character, and he's always calling out people. With some younger fighters over the years, when we tried to match make them, they've wanted 1 opponent, 2 opponents, 3 opponents, and a little bit nervous. Not like Tommy Fletcher, actually, he'll take anyone. Some of them get a bit nervous. JUNAID's wanting to fight these guys. Wanted to fight this guy, I think Dean White manages him.
Bang, yeah.
Tony Bang, Dean White manages him. He's top 10 in the IBO. He wants to fight him in his 2nd pro fight. I mean, he's got some swagger about him, for sure.
Definitely, I think got some good times ahead for S-Jam. Thank you for your time, Adam.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. Good seeing you.